What if the role that defines your legacy also threatens to destroy everything you've built? Kevin Costner isn't just chasing a dream. He's risking his fortune, his name, and possibly his place in Hollywood history. Because this isn't just another movie. This is everything. Kevin Costner mortgaged his home, ignored his accountant, poured $38 million of his own money into a film no studio believed in. And when Horizon Chapter 1 flopped, earning less than he invested, he didn't run, he doubled down. Now he's moving money, selling assets, and, according to close friends, operating on a wing and a prayer. At 70, Costner isn't slowing down. He's staring down financial ruin to protect the one story he says he has to tell. And here's why that story matters more than ever. Costner was never born into fame. He came into the world in Linwood, California, 1955, the son of a ditch digger and a welfare worker. He wasn't the star child. He was the replacement, born after the tragic death of his brother at birth. His family moved constantly. He was always the new kid, shy, quiet, searching for a voice. But even then, stories saved him. He found comfort in music, poetry, the rhythm of words and wilderness. At just 7, he saw how the West was won, and something in him changed forever. By high school, he worried more about his height than his future, 5 feet 2 inches and invisible. Then, like something out of a screenplay, he shot up 11 inches in 2 years. In 1973, after graduation, Costner built a canoe by hand. He traced the route of Lewis and Clark. He slept under stars, reading Bury My Heart at Wounded Knee, a book that reshaped how he saw the American West, and the people erased from its myths. That trip wouldn't just change him. It would define his vision for Dances with Wolves, years later. In 1978, something surreal happened. On a flight from Mexico, sitting just a few rows away, Richard Burton. Costner nervously introduced himself, confessed he wanted to act but didn't want the drama. Burton locked eyes with him and said, "You have green eyes. You'll be fine." As they landed, Burton's limo pulled beside Kevin and his wife waiting for a shuttle. He rolled down the window and simply said, "Good luck." That was the push Costner needed. He quit his marketing job, took acting classes, worked odd jobs, driving trucks, giving studio tours, just to stay afloat. His first film, a softcore B-movie called Sizzle Beach, USA, he hated it, regretted it, promised himself he'd never take another role like that again. Then came Heartbreak, a major role in The Big Chill, completely cut in editing. Only a silent shot of his corpse remained. It should have been his big break. It felt like a door slammed shut. But he didn't stop. He waited for the right moment. And when Silverado came in 1985, everything changed. From Silverado to The Untouchables, Costner became a household name. He didn't just act, he led. In Field of Dreams, he played catch with ghosts. In Bull Durham, he made baseball sexy again. He even caught Hollywood off guard by insisting on realism, doing his own sports scenes, training like an athlete. Then came his masterpiece, Dances with Wolves. The movie studios warned him not to make. They told him to cut the Lakota language. He said no. They told him to slash the budget. He said no. So he funded it himself. It earned 7 Oscars, grossed $400 million, and redefined the Western. Then came The Bodyguard, another risk, another smash hit. Whitney Houston's soundtrack, anchored by I Will Always Love You, became the best-selling soundtrack of all time. He could have coasted. Instead, he fell. Waterworld, 1995. A production disaster. Hurricanes wrecked the set. Costs ballooned to $235 million. He nearly drowned. His marriage dissolved. Then came The Postman, and the critics turned on him completely. By the late 90s, Kevin Costner was box office poison, but he clawed back. In 2003, Open Range reminded audiences why they loved him. In Mr. Brooks, he stunned as a serial killer. He won an Emmy for Hatfields and McCoys. He delivered emotion in Hidden Figures, even while suffering kidney stones on set. Then came Yellowstone, a show he took as a one-season gamble. It turned into a cultural juggernaut. By season 5, he was making $1.3 million per episode. And then he walked away. Why? Because he couldn't ignore Horizon any longer. He wrote it in 1988. Studios passed. In 2022, he mortgaged his oceanfront home, bet $38 million of his own money. Chapter 1 was released in 2024 and flopped. But still, he kept going. Chapter 2 premiered in Venice. Chapter 3 began filming. Chapter 4 is coming. And in Utah, he's building Territory Film Studios, a $100 million film campus on 500 acres. Sound stages, editing rooms, even talks of a Kevin Costner-themed restaurant. He wants to leave something behind that's bigger than himself. But the risk is real. He's selling assets, shifting accounts. Some say he's ignoring warnings. Others say he's running out of time. But he won't quit. When I feel rejection, my desire increases, he says, because this was never about being a movie star. It was about telling stories the world didn't want, but needed. Kevin Costner's greatest role might not be on screen. It might be the man behind the camera, risking everything to leave something honest behind. Whether Horizon saves him or sinks him, he's already done what few in Hollywood dare. He bet it all on truth.